it going, everybody? I was gonna wait till make this video till I could drive this thing around a little bit, but it's looking like that's gonna be a little while. Because we just got a good snowstorm the other day, and you can't really see. That's kind of hard to tell. Not really good light out there, but we got a bunch of snow, a little over a foot and a half maybe. So yeah, so there's a bunch of snow out there. All the roads up in my little neighborhood still are all covered with snow. They've been plowed, but there's not enough traffic to kind of get the snow melted down the rest of the way, so there's still a good inch of snow on all the roads. And I just don't want to be really driving this thing around knowing that I'm going to be spinning tire trying to get anywhere I go. So I'm going to wait until the snow melts away a little bit and the roads are at least down to the pavement, not snowy and icy. So I don't know, it could be anywhere from 2 days to a week before that happens, looking at the weather. So that kind of sucks. Along with that, been having issues getting these two axles figured out. Yeah. Got another bracket because I thought I had the wrong bracket, because this is the one that I had and it came on my automatic SR20 that I got, so I assumed since this was on an auto motor it was the wrong bracket. Also, I tried it and I had a fitment issue with the axle. So I got this one here, and by the looks of it is the exact same axle, has the same part number on it, aside from that little 4 on there, 61Y05, and the one I had, 61Y05. Yeah, I took a caliper, measured to see if this was any thicker. It is not. It is the same thickness between the two. From the looks of all the bolt patterns, everything's in the same spot. So I didn't try it yet, but just from the looks of it, I don't think it'd give me any different of a result than with this one. Basically, the issue is you can see that little dirt line right there. The axle's only being able to suck into this carrier bracket to where that dirt line is, and it's leaving, that's a good between an eighth and a quarter of a gap there. You can see this one where it's all clean. This one had the axle sucked all the way in like it should be. Also, when you come and look at my axle, you can kind of see there's like a grease line here. Yeah, if you look, there's that like grease line on the axle right here, and I feel like that's about how much too long it is, because this end bottoms out inside the transmission, like where there's inside the diff there's like a center pin that separates both sides where the axles go in, and the axle's hitting that center pin, that center point in the diff. So from the looks of it, I've measured the axle and I believe I have too long of an axle. It's a little bit hard to measure, but I'll try and give that a shot real quick on camera. So you can see there's the axle. I'm going to go ahead and hit it on the ground a few times and make sure that the splines are all compressed, or the spider gears or whatever are all sucked in as far as they're going to go. I don't think it's going to take too much more force than that to compress it completely. Pull out tape measure here, and I don't know if you can really see that on the camera, but the axle goes up all the way to 37.25. 37.25. This axle should be 36 and 11/32. So this bad boy is like 3/4 of an inch too long. Alright, so that's yeah, I'm probably not gonna be driving that thing for like another week or so. Everywhere around here, AutoZone, Advanced Auto, etc. doesn't have anything in stock. I'd have to order it no matter what. So yeah, just gonna look into that a little bit more and figure out what's gonna be my best bet for an axle. And besides that, let's just go over the car again. I'm gonna do another startup, let it idle a little bit for you guys. The last video, it was not running right. I actually had a bad MAF in there. I had this Z32 N62 MAF in there, and I'm still pretty new to the tuning stuff. And Noob Move wasn't really looking at all of the windows. Well, I was, but I didn't really know what all of them meant yet. And I looked right over the fact that at idle, and even when the car was off, my MAF was reading 3 volts. MAFs have a 1 to 5 volt display, so if your MAF's reading 3 volts with no air passing through it, it's no good. So I went ahead and picked up another MAF. I'll show you guys that in a second. Along with that, I think in the last video I did not have the hood on. I got the hood back on, got that to fit, got it lined up as good as I could, body line wise with the fenders. I know everything's kind of all wonky on this car, but got that to be pretty even. Got one of the hood pins done. I'm using like some stainless steel bars as hood pins. This one is not long enough, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut it, extend it in the middle. But yeah, so I'll pop the hood and go ahead and show you guys the engine. So along with doing the hood pins there, I also modified the hood hinges and made some stoppers so that I could do this with the hood. So since there's not really a spot to put the hood holder thing, I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I could do this, just so that I didn't need to remember to have the hood holder prop to open my hood and have it kind of sit there. I wouldn't want to leave like this on a windy day, be worried about it blowing down and hitting me in the head, so I just made this little one out of the factory hood prop. It basically just slides in that hole. Actually, it goes in this one first. Pops in there. Get in that hole there, and then now the hood can't close and hit me in the head if I were to be working on a windy day. So yeah, other than that, I got the grill kind of set back in there. I made like a little holder for it out of a wrench. I don't think I did that in the last video. And yeah, nothing really new going on in the engine bay. Here's the MAF I was talking about. Not really a good angle on it anymore. Well, anymore, just now that it's in the car already. But it's an E60 MAF out of I got it out of a newer Maxima. They come in, I don't know, a couple other things. I got it out of a newer Maxima. Actually, it wasn't that new. It was like an early mid-90s Maxima V6. So now that I don't know, I went over the talking bits, which I guess there's going to be more talking, but I'm just going to go ahead and start the car and go over that a little bit. It idles way better now, and it's basically good for me to start driving around and start doing some logs and tuning it. But yeah, let's go ahead and start it up. So before I start the car here, gonna go ahead and just record, like I'll have it popped up on the screen, my gauges and the NIS tune or whatever. But basically this is NIS tune, if anybody doesn't know. And yeah, so go ahead. They have a lot of different options for Nissan ECUs. You can see all through here. But none of those are what I need. So come down here. B13 Sentra 91 and 92, that's what my ECU is from. I have the 64Y something something ECU code, so I'm going to use that one. And then go ahead here, open up the tune that I'm currently using. And okay, so I'll go ahead and bring this in the car now and start it. everything on top of my car is vibrating its way off. For demonstration though, there's some water on the motor. Not even vibrating at all. So she runs beautifully as far as that. Come in here, see our air fuel. Actually, it's a little bit lean at 15 and a half. Our idle is a bit high. I don't think I have the idle air control wired incorrectly, or I think the switch I have it wired to is giving me issues. But 1300 RPM, 19 degrees of timing, well, 17, it bounces a little bit. See, our maps are at the right voltage. This is all on the PIP window, so you're seeing what I'm seeing. But this is new, I haven't showed this yet. I have the B14 cluster. Finally just got that all wired in properly. I had the tack going to the wrong wire. There's more than one blue wire down there, so don't see the first blue wire by the ECU and think it's the tack. But you can see the coolant temperature gauge is working up there, fuel gauge is working, tack's working, the lights work. That works. High beam. Everything I need to work on the tack works. Very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. So it's a little bit warmed up now. I don't want to get too aggressive with it, but we'll give it a little rev here. That was me holding it on the gas, but when I took it off the gas and it dove for a second, it does that. That's why I held it on the gas. Like if I rev it and I don't hold it, there's a good chance it might die. Let's see. See, it dies. And I have a dead spot in the starter. So, have some things to work out. It could be my placement, you probably can't see me. It could be my placement of the recirculation valve. Also, when the car died, it disconnected from the computer, so that's why all the console went away. But it could be the way I have the recirc going in. I have it at a pretty decent angle that way, but it might be diving back towards that, so it's such a short area between there. Or it could just be the fact that I don't really have it tuned very well yet. Basically all I have in it for a tune right now is 100% stock tune, stock timing, stock fuel map. I just adjusted the parameters. It has a little drop down window, so I adjusted for the math and the injectors I have. Other than that, everything's stock. So that's probably why it wants to die like that when I let it off sometimes, but she purrs though. So, it definitely just shot a little fireball. Definitely did not mean to do that. I know it's not like horrible for it or nothing like that, but didn't mean to do that just yet. I only revved it to like maybe 5 grand that time, not even, like 45. And I didn't like mat it, I like babied it up there per se, like maybe half throttle. So, yeah, I got some working to do with the tune. Or, I don't know, maybe that means it's really great. It's not, though. We got some work to do. I know that for sure. I need to get this thing on the road and start with, I don't know, start with some cruising around, log that, kind of get that smooth out a little bit. I've seen how it's done in the videos. You start with your drivability, you get that going, and then you use some half throttle pulls, and then you go full throttle pulls or something. So, I don't know, we got some work to do. Gotta wait for this weather to clear up. But, yeah, I at least got it to the point where I'm not really so worried about it running and idling. Before, it was running so rich, I was scared to let it idle for more than 2 minutes. So, we're making big progress here. Definitely going to be driving pretty soon. Unfortunately, the weather has finally gotten here, and it's crappy, but we'll get there. We'll get through it. So, stay tuned, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Did you hear the turbo? Subscribe.